All right, Kelee, welcome to the room, and we'll have our first two questions from Seth Emerson and Palmer Toms.
Kelee, I know that last year you redshirted, but this year Kirby's talked about kind of a little bit of tweaks to the system and playing a little bit more zone, letting athletes be athletes. What's kind of your vantage point on what they've done with the scheme this year, and how has it helped you all in games?
What our schemes, man, is really complicated, as you guys can see. I mean, like just being able to use different players in different spots, and how we can help each other throughout the defense, and just not really be on our islands the entire time throughout the game. It's definitely being able to help us execute our plays and be more successful.
Thanks.
Kelee, Channing told us yesterday that he thought this past summer's workouts were probably the hardest since he's been here, and Lewis told us about the 15 trips up the stairs. What do you remember about summer? What stood out to you, and did you think that this kind of season would be possible based on those workouts?
I feel like everything we did throughout the summer definitely prepared us for the season. I mean, like, it made the games and practices much more easier. Like, actually, the practices not even much more easier, but like just the workouts were definitely closer to what the practices were going to be like throughout the season, and it made the games a little bit more simpler. Just thinking when you're tired and fatigued, and helping execute plays.
Let's go to Mark Weiser and then Connor Riley.
So you guys will have some pretty good offenses coming up in the games that you hope to be playing down the stretch. How do you guys think you guys are doing in terms of the deep ball? Do you get a lot of that in practice? How would you assess how you guys are doing in that regard?
In all aspects of the game, I feel like every single day in practice, and also after the games, we speak on not necessarily the things that we did good in the game, but things that we can work on, and definitely in the DB positions, specifically the deep ball. It's definitely something that you'll get throughout the entire season. So I'm consistently just working on that, and I feel like that we've definitely been able to enhance our skills in that, and also other specific areas.
Hey, Kelee, Kirby gave us an update on George Pickens tonight, saying he's working with the second and third teamers now. How has he looked in your eyes? And now that he looks like he's getting closer to getting back, how has he helped you improve as a player?
George Pickens, he's a very good player. He knows what he's doing on the field in all aspects. He actually surprised me to where his first day back, he was making plays that people didn't realize that he'd be able to do and actually come back from an injury like he did. But I feel like he's definitely helped us actually get better, even working with the second and third team a lot more, most definitely.
And let's go to Tyler Griffith.
So I was able to ask Lewis earlier which of the DBs he thought that would do the best on the maybe the punt team or the kick team with the ball in their hands. Who do you think would be the best returner out of all of the defensive backs?
Knowing me, I'll probably say myself, but the DB that we have back there right now is Derion Kendrick. He's pretty elusive with the ball in his hands. He's had a lot of plays when he was in high school. He played kick return in offense as well. So that's actually the DB that we have back there at the moment.
All right, we can squeeze in two more follow-ups. If anybody has one, just jump right in.
Kelee, what about Derion being a veteran who's played a lot of football? How has he helped you from a leadership standpoint?
Looking at Derion Kendrick, he's a great leader. As you guys know, he's played the highest football that there is in the ACC and also now the SEC. So I feel like just continuing to listen to things that he says with like throughout leverage and also just aspects of the game and everything, honestly. It definitely helped me enhance my game and just stay positive throughout the entire season with all my technique and also things throughout the defense.
Thanks.
Kelee, speaking of leaders, going back to the idea of the summer workouts, who were a couple of the guys that stood out to you on the defensive side of the ball that were, leaders throughout that entire process?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Can you please repeat your question?
Yeah, I said in terms of speaking about leadership, thinking back on the summer workouts, who were some of the guys that stood out to you during those hard runs and stuff where you realized that these guys were going to be the leaders of the defense?
Guys like Nakobe Dean, Nolan Smith, they're very vocal leaders and also lead by example. I feel like those type of guys are definitely people that help us be successful, and they turned out to be great leaders on the field as well. So those were guys that stood out most definitely.
Okay, Kelee, thank you for your time tonight, and we'll see you soon.
So thank you.
All right, thanks everybody. If we don't see you tomorrow, have a great Thanksgiving.